So the Minnesota Vikings are currently 7-1 with the 14th toughest remaining schedule, but they have some things going for them. Josh Allen might not play on Sunday, and even if he does, he'll be nowhere close to 100%. And on top of that, the Cowboys, Giants, Jets, and Patriots games are all at home. The Vikings do travel to Green Bay at the end of the season, but there isn't a more dysfunctional team right now than the Green Bay Packers. For the Vikings, they have things going for them. Kirk Cousins has not played his best football. If you look at his yards per attempt, right, in the air at least, if you look at his completion rate, his EPA per dropback, they're all low since joining the purple and gold in 2018. The reason for this is just learning a new scheme, but also Kirk is seeing defenses that he's not really used to. He's seen cover 0 on 28 dropbacks through 8 games this season. His previous high as a Viking is 8. So that's pretty crazy if you think about it. He's also being blitzed 28.3% of the time on third down, snaps within 6 yards to the sticks, which is more than double any other season that he's had in Minnesota. And another catalyst to this is Justin Jefferson. Through weeks 2 and 3, remember the Eagles game, remember the Lions game? I mean, he was completely shut out. 62 yards and 9 receptions. But what has he done since then? 124.2. The reason why the Eagles and Lions shut down Jefferson was because of the way they defended him. And you can hear from Justin Jefferson himself. So, quote, "This is the first year they've been playing a lot more two-man coverage by keeping the DB outside and the safety helping in the middle," end quote. Justin Jefferson said before the season that he wants to be the first receiver to ever have 2,000 yards in a season. Obviously, the 17th game helps. But Jefferson, he needs to average 124.2 yards per game to put him in a pace that would be at 1,985. So Jefferson, he's going to have a consistent rest of the season. I don't know if there's a more consistent receiver in the NFL than Justin Jefferson. Maybe Stephon Diggs, maybe even Tyreek Hill with how he's played. But I think the most talented receiver in football is Justin Jefferson, and I've said that even before the season started. He's just a different type of talent. The Vikings got a steal in the first round a couple of years ago as the Eagles foolishly drafted Jalen Reagor, who is a Viking, so I should probably keep quiet. What's up though, guys? Swaggy here back, and today we're talking about the Minnesota Vikings demon that's out for the kill. But before we get into today's video, if you're a fan of the NFL, then you've come to the right place because I upload every single day. So if that's of interest to you, smash the like button. It only takes a second, and also subscribe to our channel, as 97% of you watching right now are not subscribed. Without your guys' support, I won't be able to do this full time in December when I graduate, so your support is very much appreciated, my friends. Okay, let's get into today's video. Before the Vikings, they have just so many things going for them. That's why I love covering this team, man. TJ Hawkinson, he can do a lot of different things, but one of them that he's good at is take pressure away from his team's #1 receiver. Justin Jefferson is now going to have more one-on-one opportunities, which means that Kirk Cousins is going to take those shots down the field that we want him to do more of, and he has been as well. For the Vikings, they do need to obviously work on their interior offensive line. If you look at the 4 offensive linemen in the NFL who have allowed more than 25 pressures on their quarterback this season, 2 of them play for the Vikings. Right guard Ed Ingram and left guard Ezra Cleveland have played absolutely horrific this season. And you can be like, well, hang on a second here. The Vikings, they played against the Packers, who were 2nd in pressure rate. They played against the Commanders, who were 3rd, the Eagles, who were 6th. Which is fair, but also look at who the Vikings are playing next. Well, they're the Bills, for example, on Sunday, but then after that, the Cowboys. They've also got games against the Patriots and the Jets, all teams that are top 15 in pressure. So if the Vikings can fix their interior offensive line, obviously Kirk Cousins needs to get more comfortable, which he has said publicly that he is, and if you just watch Kirk Cousins, he looks like a different quarterback as the week goes on. But I'm looking at the Vikings, and I'm saying this is a team that is 7-1, because they're 7-1. And how ridiculous does that sound? That a team that's 7-1 has doubters. It's just the unfortunate reality for the Vikings, but that doesn't matter because I'm not a Vikings fan, I'm a Colts fan. And by the way, I'm hoping my Colts can beat the Eagles because I'm a Colts fan, but also to help the Vikings get that #1 seed, which would be a win-win for everyone here. But the Vikings, they are extremely talented. And we've seen that from start to finish. They make the plays that they're supposed to. The Vikings haven't been all pretty this season. I don't even know the last time the Vikings played two good halves of football. But they always show up when it matters. They show up when they're supposed to. And unfortunately, I do not have any notes on Zadarius Smith, but we know he leads the league in sacks. We know he leads the league in pressure. Even if I didn't know that, I could just say it and be right because it's Zadarius Smith and he's been a monster this season. Just watching him play, no one's like him in the league. But the Vikings have playmakers, and in order to win a Super Bowl, which is something that the Vikings have never done, and the reason why I mention that is not because to be like rude or anything like that or to be kind of a dickhead, but more so the fact where you need playmakers. Justin Jefferson, Zadarius Smith, Patrick Peterson, TJ Hawkinson, Dalvin Cook. Their backup Madison's a pretty good player. I'm hoping he can get more snaps. We've seen Dalvin Cook obviously miss like 4 to 5 games a year, so getting Madison more involved is good. But I do fully believe that Odell Beckham Jr. should consider the Vikings. I'm not going to say he should sign here. And this isn't even in my notes or anything like that, but Jefferson, he did come out and say that Odell, okay, they both went to LSU. It's a mistake. Oh my God. Okay, so Odell, he did say that he would prefer to play in a warmer environment. But Minnesota obviously has a dome to begin with. But Odell also did say that if he gets the right price, he doesn't care where he plays. So will the Vikings pay up for Odell Beckham Jr.? Probably not, because they are at the bottom in terms of how much money they have to work with, but they could restructure some contracts. They could make some things happen, and they could outbid the Bills, outbid the Chiefs, outbid the Cowboys. I'm looking at the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm saying, hey, look, you guys have Adam Thielen. You guys have KJ Osborne and TJ Hawkinson. You're pretty good. But I'm also looking at it and saying, well, if Odell does not go to Minnesota, who is he probably going to go to? Oh, the Dallas Cowboys, a team that not only do the Vikings play, obviously, in 2 weeks, but a team that they might have to even beat. So let me know your guys' thoughts on that. I'd love to see Odell go to Minnesota. I'm not putting him in the title or anything like that because it's pretty much clickbait. There's probably a very low chance that Odell would go to Minnesota. Obviously, the Vikings are interested, and Odell and O'Connell have a very strong relationship. But if Odell did go to Minnesota, I mean, could you imagine what him, Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, Dalvin Cook would do around Kirk Cousins if the offensive line interior can continue to play better? The defense looks better by the week. The Vikings are elite at stopping the run, which is going to be huge when you're facing a team like the Eagles or the Cowboys who like to run the football. I mean, oh my God, Minnesota Vikings fans are in a very good spot, guys. I haven't said this yet, though. If you haven't already, man, please hit the like button for the algorithm. Subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any of my weekly Vikings videos. 97% of you watching right now are not subscribed to my channel. Your support's needed more than ever right now. I'm graduating next month in December from college, and I'm trying to do this full time. So in order to be able to cover all these teams that I love, obviously I'm going to need the time. Like, I can't work a full-time job after college and do all this. So yeah, guys, appreciate the love, and I'll see you.